threat was a little more specific, and so we began to put into place some of our safety protocols.
School leaders in Montgomery County canceled classes today because of multiple threats. You'll hear from them coming up.
And the fact that they canceled classes, it was kind of scary. That made it seem more real.
Safety is a big concern for many EKU students as they head back to class today. We're taking a look at how police are handling the death threat that canceled classes for much of last week.
I guess I'm a sufferer, but I was taken.
And coming up, how con artists stole tens of thousands of dollars from this elderly business owner.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. A central Kentucky school district is closed today after a series of anonymous threats were found.
School leaders in Montgomery County say someone found a threatening message on a bathroom wall at Montgomery County Intermediate School yesterday. This comes just 1 week after 2 threatening messages were found at McNabb Middle School. Tonight, Sam Smith is talking to school leaders about their decision to close the schools. He has our top story at 5:30.
The parking lot at Montgomery County Intermediate School is empty. Classes were canceled across the district because a threatening message was found here yesterday. School leaders say they're taking this matter seriously and they want to ensure the safety of their students and staff. Last week, 2 separate threatening messages were found at McNabb Middle School, and now one here.
The threat was a little more specific.
Superintendent Dr. Matt Thompson says the district worked with local law enforcement to search the building.
Happy to report our schools are safe. Nothing was found.
The district goes on fall break tomorrow. Classes resume Tuesday. Dr. Thompson says that factored into the decision to cancel classes today.
With the timing of this and the ability to give the school system a little additional time to just work through double checking to ensure safety for everybody.
He says a small number of students that have made poor decisions has impacted the entire school district. He says they'll be punished when they're caught.
When we find those responsible, we will pursue the most severe school disciplinary action that we have. We'll pursue criminal charges.
In Montgomery County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Montgomery County school leaders created a talk and text tip line for anyone with information about the threats. That number is 859-279-4300.
And students at Eastern Kentucky University heading back to class today for the first time in a week. School leaders there also canceled classes last week after someone found a threatening message on a bathroom wall. WKYT's Mark Barber's in Richmond, where investigators are still trying to track down the person responsible for that threat.
As EKU students head back to class and start taking their midterms, those tests aren't the only thing on their mind. Many of them say they are still worried about that threat.
The fact that they canceled classes, it was kind of scary. That made it seem more real. I think that with all the media attention and how hard the EKU police and everyone who's come together to work, I feel like we're going to be okay.
Hannah Eaton says her nerves are starting to wear off as she heads back to class today because police are here in force. Last week, EKU canceled the majority of classes after a death threat was found in a bathroom in the Powell building. Up until today, students have been on fall break while investigators have been trying to figure out who wrote the message that says, "Kill all by October 8th. That day has passed, but several police agencies are continuing to ramp up their presence on campus because they have not caught the person behind the scare.
I feel like in the back of all our students' minds that it is there, but I know that our security and police and every other police force in the state has really helped out our campus, and I feel like it's safe to go back.
Police are now offering a $10,000 reward for anyone who gives them information that leads to an arrest. In Richmond, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Campus police have been interviewing persons of interest but have very few leads, we're told, in the case. They're asking anyone with information to call them.
Tonight, a Central Kentucky man faces charges related to child exploitation. Our county by county coverage at 5:30 begins in Clark County. State police arrested 33-year-old Christopher West and charged him with 104 counts of possession of matter portraying sex performance by a minor. He's also charged with tampering with physical evidence. Detectives say they started investigating West after they found out he was talking about child exploitation on social media. Each count could be punishable of up to 5 years in prison. In Madison County, police have arrested a man accused of taking money for work he never performed. Richmond police say Cecil Jones made the deal with a property owner on Blackwell Court in June. Police say the owner paid Jones $1,200, but the work wasn't done, and Jones wouldn't return the money. He's charged with theft.
Another day of perfect fall weather here in the Bluegrass, but some chillier air is moving into the area for the rest of the week. So some changes ahead. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell's tracking a cold front, and Jim, maybe some rain?
Maybe even a few showers along that frontal boundary. For the most part, it's going to be more about that chill that arrives behind it. But we'll certainly be watching for a stray shower or two. Nothing like that, of course, out there today. Look at this. It's just beautiful. Hard to find any cloud cover at this point here in central Kentucky or eastern Kentucky for that matter. And get a little dancing from these trees outside because of a little bit of a breeze that continues to blow around here. Very nice fall day. We look at temperatures outside right now. We are running in the upper 60s. Area-wide. Everybody, basically, except Monticello. They sneak in, of course, and steal my thunder with that. 74 degrees right now down there. And you got more of the mid-60s up to the north as well. We look at a 3-day threat track because we have a lot going on here. A lot in a very short amount of time. Tomorrow, fine. It's going to be excellent out there. We go into the early morning hours, maybe a little bit of frost, patchy at best. Friday, Saturday, though, front drops through, brings a chill, brings a shower or two. Then we get into Saturday, and that's when, at least that night, early on Sunday morning, we could be talking about first widespread frost, maybe even cold enough for a good hard freeze. We'll take a closer look at those chances coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Jim. A University of Kentucky student says he is happy he came to America. Ammar Hijazi is a refugee who escaped war-torn Syria.
Tonight, Victor Puente talks to Hijazi about his mother's death and his hopes and dreams for a brighter future here in Kentucky. It's a story that's new at 5:30.
Ammar Hijazi is a UK student from Syria. He's here to study architecture. Hijazi came to the U.S. 2 years ago. He says he came here because his homeland quickly became dangerous.
And 2 people have stopped me, and they took my phone, the money that I have, and they had a gun through my head.
For Hijazi, just walking down the street wasn't safe.
Just when you walk on the street, it's uncomfortable. Like sometimes you walk on the street and like 3 miles away from you, 4 miles, you can see the tanks.
This is his mother, Najat. 2 years ago, she just left church in Damascus. She died moments later from a rocket blast.
And then a rocket came from nowhere, no one knows who did that, and hit a building. And then like a lot of blocks after the explosion, the block came to my mom and hit her.
His father is still in Syria, but his friends are scattered throughout Europe and the Middle East.
We used to be like 23 million. Right now, there are just 12 million in Syria.
He's watched his country fight now for 5 years. It's left people without electricity for days. Gas is scarce, as is opportunity.
The first reason to solve any problem is recognizing that there is one. Right now, the war in Syria is not about freedom anymore.
Hijazi always dreamed about coming to America, but not in this manner. Regardless, he's happy to be here and able to pursue his dream of being an architect, building his way to a better future.
The United States is the country of dreams. Like I can do what I have in my mind, I can do it in here. Because in here you have opportunity to do whatever you want to do.
In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Hijazi is also a movie director. He says he wants to create a drama film about Syrian refugees across the world. New tonight, a food distribution center opened its doors in eastern Kentucky. God's Pantry Food Bank had a ribbon-cutting ceremony at its new distribution center in Moorhead this morning. The 9,000-square-foot warehouse will receive weekly deliveries from the God's Pantry headquarters in Lexington. The addition is part of an expansion plan to reach more people in eastern Kentucky.
Ultimately, our goal is to make sure that every Kentuckian in central and eastern Kentucky has access to enough nutritious food to live a healthy life.
After the food arrives in Moorhead from Lexington, it's distributed to member agencies in the area.
In the eyes of con men, she was an easy target, an elderly furniture store owner who trusted her customers. But as you will hear and see, she fell for a scam that has almost cost her the business she loves.
I guess I'm a sucker, but I was taken because they were really friendly people, and I just took them as being good, and it wasn't so.
Dorothy Mitchell is having a tough time accepting that she was conned out of more than $75,000 by people she thought she could trust. The 89-year-old and her family have owned Mitchell's furniture store for more than 45 years.
They came in here and shopped for a week or two before they bought anything and got friendly with her.
Dorothy's daughter says con men identified her mother as an easy mark.
When they came back to buy furniture, they would bring a big check that was made out to somebody else, and this person was in their retirement home or a boarding home.
The check they gave Dorothy Mitchell would be for as much as $6,000, but the con artist would only buy $1,000 worth of furniture.
Mother would write her a check for the change.
The check was a fake. Now the family lost the furniture as well as the money written on Dorothy's account. Postal inspectors say no individual or business should ever accept checks that are not made out to them directly.
God has a special place in hell for people that take advantage of elderly people like this.
Now, 6 people were arrested in connection with this scam. The financial losses had an emotional impact on the entire family.
I'm Bill Bryant. The early ratings are in for last night's Democratic presidential debate, and Kentucky's candidates for governor launch new TV ads that talk about each other. The bottom line is ahead.
Coming up on WKYT News at 6, an inmate who escaped custody is back behind bars in Kentucky tonight. How a Facebook video led investigators to him.